Hola bonitas, welcome back to my channel. Today I'm going to be doing a very exciting fun video. Rare Beauty just launched new blushes and I am going to swatch all of these shades para mis bonitas so you can see what these look like. On the cheeks, we're going to talk a little bit about the formula. I'm going to show you how it looks in natural light as well, and we're going to do a little wear test. It's later in the day today, but I'm going to bring you along to see how they wear for a few hours, okay? So let's go ahead and get right into these swatches and also this review. Okay, bonitas, so Rare Beauty just launched their new soft pinch matte bouncy blushes. These retail for $27 each. There are 7 shades of these, and this is a pillowy blush that gives natural matte color that wears like a dream. It's a matte, soft focus color, easy to use, putty with a pillowy texture, blends like a dream and blurs like a powder. No, blends like a cream and blurs like a powder. You can see that pillowy texture in there. I have a little pamphlet here and I am very thankful and grateful that these were sent to me by Rare Beauty so I could swatch these para mis bonitas, let you know my thoughts, you know, really get in depth on these and let you guys know what I think of them. So before we get into the swatches that I did for these, I do want to go ahead and show you a demo how these apply on the face. So I'm going to pick a shade. I have all 7 of them. I actually have them swatched here too. I was just swatching them, so I also have them swatched here. Between these two, I think I'm gonna go in with this one right here. So this one is in the shade Happy. I love Happy, it's one of my favorite shades. And these are like the soft pinch liquid blushes in the colors. So that's really nice. I'm gonna go ahead and I'm gonna take my finger so you guys can see. And I want to show you how these look applied with your fingers because they do look really pretty if you just go in with the fingers. They blend so seamlessly, and because the formula is so lightweight and creamy, I feel like you can really go in and just use your fingers if you really wanted to for like a subtle pop of color. These are extremely customizable too, which I love. It's not like powdery like a powder, like there's just many ways that you can use this and customize it to your desired liking. I feel like blush is one of those products that everybody applies differently. Some people prefer something a little bit more natural, softer. Some people prefer more so of a pop. So I feel like this one you can never go wrong with, you know, just using your fingers if you wanted to. So this is Happy. And then on the other side, I am gonna take the blush brush, which I love this blush brush. I literally use mine all of the time. So this is another one I would recommend if you're on the hunt for a really nice blush brush. I would definitely say this one by Rare Beauty is excellent. This is the perfect time to pick it up right now during this Sephora sale, especially if you're a blush person and you love a blush application. This one is fantastic. It works great with liquids, creams, powders. Like it's just a really good for all types of formula brush that you can use. On the other side, I am gonna pick up the product with the brush. I will say one thing with the brush over using your finger, I do feel like it's a little bit more pigmentation that comes on the brush right away, as opposed to with your fingers. I do feel like I have to build it up to get that more pigmented look. This one, I feel like it's more immediate, but it's just so pretty. I like the fact that it's a matte finish because I do have oily skin, so I do appreciate that. Comparing these matte bouncy blushes to the soft pinch liquid blushes, these are definitely more so customizable, more so for the person that likes a subtle finish, as opposed to the liquid ones, very, very pigmented. Right away, you get really, really pigmented results. So I have to say, it just really depends on what type of finish you like, but I love this one in the shade Happy. And the shade Happy is labeled as a cool pink. Just very, very pretty shade, and it's one of my favorites. It's always one that I have in the liquid blush, like right here in my vanity. I'm constantly using that, but this one is so stunning. Okay, so now we're gonna move on to the blushes. So we're first gonna go ahead and start off with the shade Grateful. Grateful looks like this. The shade Grateful, like that. Excuse me going in with the product already. Grateful is labeled as a bold red. Now, I do wanna point something out about the shade Grateful, is that Grateful may look a little intimidating, may look like, oh, that's a big pop of red, but once you start applying it, it honestly isn't. It's very buildable. So I would say for somebody that would like to try a red blush, but you're a little bit intimidated by the brightness of it, this is the way to go. I would definitely say this over the liquid. The liquid will give you very, very bright red right away. This will give you more so of a subtle touch of red. You know, it's just very workable, very easy to use. So this one, it's not as intimidating as it may look. The next color we're gonna go in with is the shade Alive. And Alive is labeled as a bright coral orange. This one to me is like such a fun summer tone, just such a beautiful color for summertime. Next up we have here the shade Truth. Truth is labeled as a deep wine tone. Look how pretty that is. This is another very, very beautiful shade. I love a good wine blush. You can never go wrong with that. For me, I really like these wine tones like during the fall. These are just so stunning, but I mean year round, they're absolutely beautiful. Next up, we have the shade Thriving, and Thriving looks like this. This is labeled as a bright raspberry shade. Then we have the shade Happy, which is the shade that I am wearing right now that you guys saw me demo, and Happy is labeled as a cool pink. Now that I'm looking at them, I'm like, I wish these had mirrors. I don't know why. I mean, I feel like with these little compacts, I like a little mirror so I can, you know, look as I am doing the blush, but that probably costs more money. And these are already, what, $27? So that's probably an added expense on there. Next up, we have the shade Worth. This is a true rose, like so. And then lastly, we have the shade Hope, which Hope is a nude mauve shade. This one is also stunning. And I'm also gonna include a clip of how these look in natural light, because I do think that natural light is very important, especially because these do say in here that these like blur like a powder, and they just give like that pillowy blush with a natural matte color. So I wanna see how accurate that is with the natural light. So we're gonna see that, because I feel like sometimes, you know, with natural light, you can't hide anything. You'll see it for what it is. This is what they look like in natural light. They look really pretty. They definitely have like a soft matte finish, which I really like. I felt like I still got that nice soft matte finish. It didn't look like shiny, or it didn't look luminous. Like, it just gave a very healthy soft matte finish, and it looks very pretty. Like, it still had great pigmentation, nothing too intense, but definitely like that buildable pigmentation on it, which I really enjoyed. So what I do want to go ahead and do is, I know it's super later in the evening, it's 6:35, but I do want to do a little bit of a wear test on these. I want to see how they wear for the next maybe 4 hours or so, 4 or 5 hours. Just because I do feel like these blushes, like, one thing about blushes is they're not as long wearing as other parts of the makeup. So I want to see how long wearing these are. I'm expecting them to give me some good wear, because they are a more matte formula. They're like a nice pressed product, and I feel like they may give us good wear. And also for $27, we need to know what type of wear we get, you know? So I'm gonna go ahead and wear these for the rest of the evening night. I'm also about to start cooking, so I think that'll be good. Like, I'm doing stuff, so I'll see like if this really sits nicely on the face. I'm gonna cook, and I'm going to watch Housewives of Atlanta. I'm gonna make sopita, because it is super chilly today in Maryland. It's spring, and it's very, very chilly. It feels like winter again. So sopita it is for tonight, and then I'll come back later at night and give you guys my thoughts. Oh, I also need to do some laundry. So yeah, we're gonna have an active evening doing stuff, so I feel like it's a perfect time to do a little wear test, let you guys know my thoughts, let you guys know how these wear. You know, I feel like that'll be important to really determine if these are worth our $27, and you want to stay until the end. I may or may not have a little surprise for you guys, so keep watching. Okay, bonitas, I am back right now. It is 11:52 p.m. So I wore this for a good amount of hours, even though we got started at around like 6:30. So we did pretty good, but this is what the blush is looking like on both sides. I've just been pretty impressed. It's still on the skin, and even though I do have oily skin, I really am happy with the fact that you can still see it. I don't think it's fading. It definitely does look more subtle, but I don't see it like fading. I would definitely say this is more so of a product for people that want a more subtle hint of color on the blush. They don't want anything too intense, but it does wear really nicely on the cheeks. for a good amount of the day, which I think is also good. So I would say these are really good. Let me know down below your thoughts so that we can go ahead and start a conversation. But there is a giveaway in this, bonitas. We'll be giving away these right here, which are the Rare Beauty tinted lip oils, the lip stains. So I already have these, so I was like, you know what, I share the love with one of my bonitas. So one of mis bonitas is going to be receiving all of the tinted lip oils, and all you have to do is answer the following questions down below. Obviously be subscribed to my channel, like the video, only enter once, 18 years or older, and you have to live in the USA. So first things first, the first question is, which one of these blushes is your favorite? The color, which one do you love out of all the new blushes that they came out with that I tried today? And then second, what part of the US are you from? Also, don't forget to include either your Instagram or an email so that I can contact you if you are the winner. This giveaway is a week long, so this ends a week from today, and then I will be contacting the winner to let them know that they have won. So that's pretty much the giveaway, but I wanted to share that, so I'm very excited to see who wins the package. That's pretty much it, bonitas. I hope you guys have a fabulous day. Don't forget to stay safe, stay blessed, and stay beautiful. Y nos vemos pronto. Adios.